Previously, on Dandies in Danger.
Do we want to run back to the Grand Grimoire and see if Manoj or the Jester person are there?
The bartender is still there, and then she pulls out this glowing little vial and she says, "For your own good." And then she puts one drop each in your wines.
What sort of energy have you put into our drinks?
Lucidity.
With enough lucidity, one might be able to pry some information, perhaps, out of certain individuals. Who do we think can function the best under the influence?
Me! Adrian says.
So you have 7 luck. You're cute, Shade.
Oh. Well, why don't you buy me a drink sometime?
Perhaps you could buy me a drink.
Well, alright.
Peregrin.
Is that what you go by here?
Yes, it is.
That's a very beautiful name. Do you do commission work? Tomorrow I am absolutely free.
I have a place you could meet me. You will have to ask for me by the name Harold Hopkins. Be aware that we will have to take your waistcoat and your coat off to take measurements.
I will wear my finest silk beneath.
Wonderful.
Hi, my name is Eli, my pronouns are he, him, and I play the voice of Zachary Wilkos.
Hello, I'm Cass. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm voicing Liam Bardsley.
Hi, I'm Chess, pronouns he, she, they, and I voice Daniel Pritchard.
Hi, I'm Toast. My pronouns are she, they, and I play Adrian Edwards.
All right. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Mass is this evening, and the gates of the church will be open. You will be allowed to go to the cathedral as well as much of the church grounds. You've received boons and sigils from Fergus and Carrion. Your infused items and jewels have been engraved with a sigil of your chosen entity, whether Carrion or Fergus, and they should be able to pass safely into the warded ground. But you've not tested this yet. When you spied each sigil, you became aware that you could engrave this on any other item in the future and thus convert it to angelic magic easily. Adrian had arranged to meet with our jester friend Peregrin and was told to ask for Harold Hopkins. The information that Peregrin gave you was an address to a shop that you will recognize as you approach it is part of that ring of circles of shops that are secretly a part of the church. For everyone else, last time we checked in, it was agreed that Zach would be invisible, Adrian would disguise as Peregrin, whose hair you retrieved, and whose name you think is Ari Worm's blood. Liam would disguise as Sir Charles Wickham, whose sweat you retrieved. And Daniel would disguise as the little cook Anna Summers, whose blood you so rudely retrieved.
I
Did it as politely as possible.
That was, there's not a whole lot of polite ways to gather blood secretly.
She also totally thought you were into her. So.
Well, that's her fault, isn't it?
The doors to the church will be open because of Wednesday Mass, though you might have to do some finagling to get into the underground. What spells are you bringing with you?
Zachary is bringing invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
He's also bringing full revival and shield. And do you want me to say the cantrips I'm also just going to be having on me?
Sure.
Okay. The cantrips I'll have are light and deflect.
Okay,
and
you have a lot of defensive magic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of defense. I feel like very support magic.
Yeah, stealthy support defense magic.
Yeah.
Liam, what are you bringing?
So we've got the mimicry, which we've already mentioned. Summon weapon. So
Nice.
Liam's got the attuned fencing sword in his ring.
Mm-hmm.
Gravitas, which allows him to increase the weight of something. And I've also got open sesame on a necklace, it
Nice.
seems, here. Plus the feather from Fergus.
Nice. Okay, everyone has feathers from Fergus. What is Adrian bringing?
Adrian's bringing persuasion, unbinding, and distraction. Also a mimicry.
You guys chose for Daniel. He's bringing mimicry, of course. He is bringing an open sesame and a glass bracelet. He's also bringing his obsidian brooch, which is infused with shared sight. He's bringing a spell of waking, which is infused to a cravat pin, which is glass, and he's wearing it. And then a lightning ball, which is infused to a peridot brooch.
Question.
Yes.
The shared site, is that, like, between Daniel and Zachary?
We have not chosen who it's between yet.
Oh.
We haven't enacted that part of the spell yet.
Okay.
So we can actually make that decision if you would like.
Does it involve someone having to be fully covered in oil again?
No. It does mean that whoever is sharing sight with someone won't be able to see anything but that person's eyes. So it would
Oh,
involve
yikes.
Since if we're intending to be more active, maybe it's not doable for today.
What do we get it for, then? Wait, so what does the brooch... The brooch allows us to see what somebody else is seeing, depending on who it's paired with.
Oh, right. Okay. So because it is infused into the brooch, you can see the shared sight through the brooch. If you didn't have anything to infuse it with, then you would have to use your own eyes.
Okay, so the person can still see?
Yes, so it would be kind of like those like Spy Kids, like
Nice.
like a little camera, but it's like POV of whoever we decided it was.
Nice.
So Daniel has the brooch, so he would be able to see someone, and he's going to be working in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Not really going anywhere. Would it be useful for him to... Who would it be useful for him to see?
I feel like Zach, maybe? Because Zach has the most freedom of movement, perhaps,
With
being
invisibility.
invisible.
Yeah. He can see stuff and then transmit that back.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense to me.
Because they're, as far as we've discussed, they're sort of going to be traveling as a group.
Holy fuck, that's gonna be so easy. Sorry. I just thought about all the ways this is such a huge advantage. Alright.
Nice. So what is the plan? The doors are open. You guys can all
know.
enter. Do we want to do... So Harold Hopkins, Peregrin told you that he would meet you during his lunch hour.
Yeah, at
Which-
noon.
Yes. And that is before evening mass.
Okay, hang on. Are we all briefly at Zachary's place?
You can be.
Yeah,
we
if you
should
want
be.
to discuss some stuff.
Adrian's gonna be like, what? Why am I doing this again?
Because you need that person's actual name,
I need their actual name
and you also need a way to get in.
and a way to get in. Okay. He doesn't have, like, 4 glasses of wine in him now today.
With
Nor does he have any
lucidity.
luck, I imagine.
Well, if the luck carries over, I still have 5 points of luck.
Ooh,
It
you're
does
right.
carry over.
All right.
Nice.
I still have 5 points of luck, but
We're gonna need that.
yeah. Right. So I need their name. He stares at you. I don't know what to do. What do I do?
It might help to learn more about them.
Study their mannerisms.
Oh, yes. Right. I'll have to pretend to be them. Okay. All right. I can do this.
Right?
Does someone want to follow and shadow me?
Zachary looks to Liam and then sort of nods to... Looking up, Liam sort of nods to Adrian like, well, go on.
Adrian also nods.
Well, all right then.
I don't know. Sending me off alone perhaps isn't a good idea.
You've done
No,
wonderful things on your own.
I think that is a good idea. We'll go together.
Okay. I would think it would be better.
But perhaps going with Liam is best.
Yes.
All right, then. TikTok.
Good luck. Try not to get caught and have fun. Have fun. He says, looking at himself like, what?
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
Adrian heads to the address. It is indeed in that ring of shops that aren't owned by the church.
Yeah, I assume Liam would give him that intel.
Yeah,
Yes.
because Liam was there.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a regular little tailoring shop, and it is open.
Okay. Liam, I suppose you should wait outside. Sort of
That would-
linger by the window.
That would be ridiculous. I'll just go in. You can say that I'm a friend of yours who's also interested in fine fashion.
I suppose. Wink.
Wink.
Okay. All right, then. Let's go. He opens the door.
A little bell dinglings on the door. A little clerk who is not Peregrin looks up from their desk and says, "Can I help you?"
Yes. Hello. I am looking for Harold Hopkins.
Oh, just a moment. Are you Adrian?
Yes.
Right. They write something down and they say, "I'll go get him."
Thank you.
It's near noon. Do you guys want to talk alone for the moment?
Yeah. I'm wondering if we might not ask this Harold Hopkins a little bit about their line of work. Maybe we can find out more about the situation within the church and how they interact with their co-workers.
I did try that over drinks. I forget. Did Peregrin talk about, like, some coworker they hate? I can't remember.
No, but they did mention that their job was kind of bitterly considered moving on to better things, and that they wish they could be themselves at work, but it seems that they cannot.
Right, okay.
You know, I am rather impressed with you, Adrian. You did a wonderful job getting this information in the first place. Well done, you.
Thanks.
Just keep your head. I think we'll be all right.
I'll try.
You've been to fittings before. This is just like any other fitting.
I suppose.
And then you hear another door open from the back, and then you see Peregrin walk through, but they have a beard. They have a little lace beard on. They are in men's clothing, in like a suit with a nice cravat, and they're holding themselves high, and they put their hands together and they say, Adrian, the poet.
Oh, you blush. Yes.
Liam raises his eyebrows just a little bit.
And their eyes look over to Liam and they say, oh, you brought company.
Yes, a friend of mine, also interested in fine fashions, and he does try to wink, but it looks a little bit just kind of like he got something stuck in his eye.
Oh, friend.
Are you quite all right?
He does that long pause. I'm very well. You know, you look very dashing today.
Thank you very much.
So I've come to discuss my commission.
Of course. Adrian's friend, it is nice to meet you. I'm Harold.
Liam takes off his hat and extends a hand for a warm handshake. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Hopkins. My name is Mr. Bardsley.
Oh, Bardsley. It's familiar for some reason. But they kind of brush that aside, and they say, Mr. Bardsley, you can have a seat if you would like, and I will take your measurements today if you have nothing going on, and if we have time afterwards.
Well, that would be absolutely lovely.
That's so interesting to me because, like, they were fucking cheering Bardsley on, like, during that whole match.
And yet they were pretending like they weren't there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I forgot.
That's a good fucking point.
Because they were
Glad
like,
you pointed that out.
that's the whole reason why Zachary was able to get the hair, because they were watching the fight and they were like going ape over it with everybody else. Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
So they say, Adrian, Mr. Adrian, sir, you can make your way over here and I'll take your measurements.
Okay. He nervous and just flustered. He got a little crush.
On Peregrin?
Yeah, because they were nice to him.
That's all it takes.
Oh,
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
So they lead him to kind of like this, it's got kind of like a barrier, like some screens set up, because he will have to like take off his coat and his waistcoat, but they can take his measurements with his shirt on. They'll just like pull the measuring tape a little tighter. And,
He's very nervous.
and they instruct you to do so.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. That's why I'm here for measurements.
You have such an odd way of speaking, if you don't mind me saying.
It's the poet in me.
They seem charmed by that and they smile.
Thank God. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. I hope you are well as well. They laugh a little because they said well.
I'm great. I actually have a big undertaking today that I'm nervous about.
Oh, I see.
So if you feel my...
So if you'd like to get a feel of my big undertaking.
No. If I seem a little nervous, that's why. It's nothing to do with this.
Oh, are you sure it isn't for different reasons? And then they wink at you.
Oh, you were a lot better at that than I was.
They seem confused by that.
The winking. Earlier I was trying to wink. That's what happened.
Oh, I see. And they smile, and you can tell that they think you're awkward and cute.
They're not wrong.
Adrian's gonna completely forget why he's here.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Now, I haven't much time, so I will fetch my supplies.
Right. I appreciate you doing this at so last minute. I realized afterwards that was very sudden and not usual. But thank you.
It's all right, sir. And they lean kind of closer to you, and they say, and they look around as if like looking for anyone to listen, and they say, "I'm calling you, sir, but if there's something else you would like me to call you, you may suggest it."
Oh, thank you. I've never thought of that before. I mean, I suppose just my name.
Very well, Adrian.
Actually, he blushes so hard and he realizes his huge mistake.
They fetch their measuring tape, and then they walk forward to you. And they start writing things down and putting the measuring tape around your shoulders, and they instruct you to turn around or something, and then they pull it around your waist.
Anyway, so, I know you mentioned at work you don't get to be more of yourself. Is that, the hence the beard? I mean, it suits you fine, but is this part of it?
It's part of it, yes. One of two parts, I suppose I could say.
Wow. How do you handle that emotionally?
Fucking liar.
Well,
Tell me about your gender journey.
well, they say I gamble.
Well, all right. I drink a lot.
They kind of look at you like, why are you being so forward?
Sorry, I'm nervous.
Is Adrian blushing?
Yeah, big time.
They think that's cute.
Ah!
And they pull the measuring tape a little tighter around your waist.
That might be a little too snug.
Oh, is it? They listen.
Thanks.
They write the measurement down.
Shit, I don't know what to do.
They,
That's so much more spicy than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
No.
So, what are your thoughts on fighting authority?
what a large open-ended question.
I'm just I have, that big undertaking. I'm just, I don't know, getting some advice.
Oh, are you going to blow up Parliament?
No,
Another Guy Fawkes Day?
I don't know. That would be much too loud for my taste.
Oh, subtlety is more your weapon of choice, is it?
I don't know if it's choice or just circumstance, but yes. Do you like overthrowing authority?
Oh my god!
Are you recruiting me for something, Adrian?
God, he blushed so hard. I mean, I could be. If you're free.
Oh my god! What? I'm absolutely losing my shit.
They actually seem interested. And they say, well, I am quite fond of overthrowing authority, I suppose.
Bit of anarchy.
They raise their eyebrows at that. Well, do let me know however I can help with this little plot of yours.
For really, really?
I'm losing my mind. I'm trying to stay quiet, but I'm just losing my fucking mind.
See, he doesn't have the smooshy skills that
Really?
that Liam knows.
Honestly, it's so charming though. That's just how he has to operate.
They say, after being silent and kind of taking that in, they say, oh, you didn't hear this from me, but frankly I don't quite care what you do. I can get you what you need, as long as you can pay. Just name it.
Okay, then he blushes again, but he's like, do you know what I'm asking?
I don't quite care.
Oh, well, that is quite chaotic of you.
Anarchist, you could say.
Yeah. Okay, then he's gonna come closer to whisper and be like, well, you tremble a little. I'm not sure how to say this, but, I might be going on a secret mission for God.
Okay, Elwood.
It's not really for God per se, but he might be a tangential player. I'm not mad.
I am going feral over what is happening right now. I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
Is God the authority you are wishing to overthrow?
Okay, let me just put this out all on the table.
You're gonna have to at this point.
So, there's this place called the church. The big one. It's nearby. I may have been sent on a mission to extricate a few holy beings from its dungeons, and I'm very afraid. And I might need your help.
You sound insane. I love it.
Their eyebrows are super raised at you. They're like, what the holy beings.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just say that there were some people unfairly kept
Shit!
underground?
Because he's not smart, okay? He's got social anxiety out the wazoo.
Can you roll
God, I love
influence?
him.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to use my luck.
Yeah. I'm so God.
Wow, this
You
is...
should. It wasn't a good idea to send him on this. Ah! What did that happen to land on?
What did it land on?
It landed on a 19.
Nah, I don't
So
know.
we're gonna go with that roll.
Okay, with no luck points spent.
Oh, plus influence would make it a 20.
Oh, okay. An
Ooh.
unnatural 20. They are watching you and they seem kind of flabbergasted at your insane statement, and then a sly look comes over their eyes. They say, well, whatever could you need for this holy undertaking of yours?
Well, I do need access to the lower levels of the big church.
Of course.
Wow, that's really nice of you.
Well, I suppose I could do something for you.
Clothes.
I need clothes. I'm sorry.
An embroidered waistcoat.
Yeah. No, wait. I may need to go under the guise of someone else, and therefore I might need to borrow some fine fabrics of the feminine persuasion.
Women's clothes.
Well, yes. I am a poet, you know, so I have to phrase things a little bit differently, but
I see. I'm a tailor and I like to keep things exact.
that's fair.
But I appreciate your flowery language.
Right. Could I borrow a dress?
Borrow? Certainly, but I would have to borrow something from you.
Are we talking a physical thing, or perhaps I've been in a lot of weird situations.
They kind of,
Where
their brows furrow at you.
certain deals and contracts have been made. Anyway, what would you like? I've got objects.
Yes, I exist on the physical plane.
No.
Well, typically I accept money of some sort.
Oh, well, money's great. I could do that.
They're picking up your silken cravat to hand it back to you, and they say, yes, I suppose you could.
But it doesn't have to just be like a monetary relationship.
What are we doing?
Anyway,
Adrian,
yeah.
are you suggesting something else?
I just don't have a lot of friends. Perhaps we could benefit from a friendly relationship as time moves on.
How friendly.
Depends what you're looking for.
And is, they lean back and they look at Liam, your, friend in the deal as well?
Well, we'd have to ask him. I can't make deals without his consent.
Would you want the whole feminine outfit?
Yes, I
Do you
need a
have any-
full look.
Do you have any specifications? What is her standing? What is her job?
I think this person works in a workshop, and I believe they work with clothes.
I wish the audience could see the faces that Toast is making right now.
You see a look of, like, a little mistrust come into their eyes.
Oh no, no.
Obviously.
I know, but like he's not good at this. Look, I will tell you everything if you promise not to use that against me or my friends, because I'd like to be upfront with you. Otherwise, it will seem like I'm being a very deceptive person, and not towards you. I need your help really badly, and I'll tell you everything. If I can be guaranteed, I don't know, you not using that against me.
Trust me, I don't think there's anyone I could tell the information you told me to.
Even people you work for?
Ooh.
I see. So your undertaking
Yeah.
and your anarchy. I see.
I did mention the church.
Yes, I see. Why a workshop? And why tailoring?
Well,
You said you would say everything.
I will tell you everything. Certain agents, some friends of mine, said I tell you everything, have already been in the church to get us some information in order to rescue these beings, and they happened to see you there, and they did notice you had a key to lower levels, and we were going to disguise ourselves, and so I might need to disguise myself as you to get below, and so I think you work with clothes, and in a workshop. I could be wrong, but this is the information we have, and I have to pretend to be who I think is you to get below. And I feel bad for using your identity, but we have to do it.
There's a myriad of different emotions that goes over their face. Like a bit of being offended, a bit of mistrust, a bit of interest and intrigue, a bit of amusement at how you're just saying all of this. They think about it for a moment and they're silent and they say, I could just get you a key.
Oh, well, wait. But I still have to be in disguise. Don't I?
Do you plan to go in today?
Yeah.
Well, I am Harold Hopkins today. It would be odd for R.A. Wormsblood to make an appearance, but it wouldn't be completely irregular.
So we got confirmation on the name. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And it might set people off my trail in thinking that I'm the same person as her.
I don't know. Adrian just nods. He's like, uh-huh.
Oh, sweet boy.
I know this is a very big ask, but I don't literally know what else to do. And you're welcome to... You can refuse. You can refuse, and we can fumble and flounder our way through this, and I promise I won't dress up as you if that's what you would prefer. But it would perhaps change the fate of London itself if you did help us.
They think about it. Can you roll influence?
Okay. Fuck, I'm gonna roll my luck again, because that was only a 3.
Okay.
So let me...
So you spent one point of luck, so you've got 4 points left.
I'm nervous, my hands are shaking. I might have to use up all the rest of my luck. We'll see.
That's fine.
Oh, a 19 again.
Oh, thank God.
Nice. Okay. They think about it and they say, you understand that if you do anything illegal in my guise, that would look very poorly on me.
I could expose myself.
Oh, geez.
No, I mean...
I don't think there's any need for that.
Well, like I said, if you really, really don't want me to do that, I won't do it, because I wouldn't want to put your livelihood at risk.
How do you intend to disguise as me? Do you have any magic?
Yes. It's a special spell that I learned from a book.
Is it the mimicry spell?
Yeah. I was going to do that, and I was going to say pip pip cheerio hello chaps and go down. I wasn't really going to say that, but I was going to disguise myself with mimicry and hopefully go downstairs to find the hidden... They're angels, by the way. I mean, you work... He hushes a little. You work at the church. I mean, you've heard of these sort of things. Yes, you know about magic and all that.
How long does the mimicry spell?
An hour.
An hour, okay. You think about it, and they say, I suppose after an hour, people would know that
It's
you were
true.
not me.
If they're torturing me for an hour, it will wear off, and then I can say, surprise!
And you're willing to be tortured over this rescue mission.
Might not have a choice.
Very well. I can get you the clothing I wear when I'm her.
Oh, thank you. This feels like a very gross invasion of privacy, so I am really sorry.
They tap their fingers on a surface, and they think about it, and they do some calculations in their head, and they say, all right, £12.
Oh, all right.
That's like a little over $1,000 nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, Liam brought so much money to the gambling
You
table.
know,
Like
Adrian's...
around 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adrian's
dollars.
family also has a lot of money.
Yeah,
So.
I know, I'm not saying Liam should pay it.
Oh,
I'm
I see.
saying for the rich boys, that's like,
Yeah.
oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
They raise their eyebrows at like how quickly you could offer that much money, and they say, very well.
It's, yeah, I mean, anyway, he brushes off some thoughts he was having. I do need a little bit more of a favor.
Yes.
Well, you know my friend out there.
Yes.
Well, he's going in disguised as well.
I see.
As one of your hunter chaps.
Ah.
Apparently they had a very impressive sword fight that I didn't get to see. And he sighs wistfully.
It was
But-
very impressive.
You got to see it?
Yes. Or Ari did.
I'm so jealous. Was it very, very impressive?
Yes. He defeated a hunter.
That's so cool. Well, He has to disguise as said hunter, I hear.
As Sir Charles Wickham.
I believe so. Do you think that's a good idea?
Well,
'Cause I don't know where that chap will be.
you would need his identification.
Oh, bollocks.
A hunter's insignia.
I suppose it's unlikely for them to stroll up to work having forgotten their wallet.
They smile and they put a finger on their chin and they say, I can get you such insignia.
You can? Adrian is just like, wow, starry eyes.
Really?
Wow.
Really?
Oh, rich boy. Oh, no street smarts, rich boy.
Mm-mm.
Yes, for payment, of course.
I can do that.
Yeah, I'm great at it. Spending money like no one else, trust me.
I understand you're putting yourself at a great risk and I want to compensate you.
I see.
I'd love to compensate. Never mind.
£20.
In addition?
Yes.
Okay.
Whoa.
The fate of the world is at stake.
Well,
£32.
holy cow.
I wonder, we could, if everyone leaves, I could buy you another drink sometime.
Oh.
As friends.
They kind of like flick their eyes over to Liam and they say, as long as your friend wouldn't mind.
I mean, he'd probably just be glad I know some other people.
Stop. God.
Very well. I can do this for you. Do you both have your mimicry spells today
Yes,
with you now?
we do.
Very well then. I'll ask you to wait 20 minutes and I'll be back.
Okay, Adrian is gonna, grab Harold's hand, clasp it, and be like, really, thank you. Might be dead otherwise.
Yes, of course. They don't know if you're telling the truth about that, but just a moment.
Thank you.
And then they leave.
I guess Adrian puts his little waistcoat and jacket back on.
Yeah.
He does all that. He's still really hot and bothered. Can he poke his head out from around the thing?
Yeah, he can go tell Liam if he wants.
Liam!
Liam leaps up. By Christ, you were taking forever. Is everything all right? You look flushed. Are you all right? Is everything all right?
I've told them everything. And they're going to help. They're helping. This person's going to help us.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
It's all right. They also like destruction of authority, I found. They're going to help us.
So they've just left now to go to the church to get...
They're fetching us some disguises.
I see.
For your hunter outfit and my other clothes.
Or authorities to arrest
I was
you.
going to say, hang on. I was going to say that.
But I rolled so well.
Or they're going off to get the authorities to turn us in.
Adrian's blushing is all gone. He's pale as a ghost.
Do you want to take a fright for that?
Yes, I do.
Does Liam want to take a fright too?
Yes.
That Adrian told everything to a stranger?
They seemed so counterculture. Should we hide?
I mean...
In the cupboard? Should we hide? We can't, if we leave, if they are helping us.
The clerk is still there.
The clerk... I assume we've been whispering. Does the clerk
Yeah.
just hear, hurried whispering?
They hear hurried whispering.
Look, Adrian, just keep your cool. If they come back with the authorities, then it's just their word against ours. We'll be fine. We'll just play it cool. And if push comes to shove, we know where they spend their free time.
Mm.
Right, blackmail.
Oh, Lord.
Adrian, I hope you're right.
Sorry, I panicked.
It's all right. You did your best, Adrian. If you're right, if all's well, then we'll have a better chance of getting in there and getting out with our heads on than we ever would have had otherwise. So we'll get through it. Don't worry.
He's just his little lip is quivering.
It's all right. Steady on, Adrian. We'll be all right.
Okay.
So you guys wait in agony for 20 minutes. And
He sweat through all of his clothes.
22 minutes. And then you hear the back door open. And Harold walks through and he has with him a large leather suitcase or bag of some sort. And he motions to you two to come to him to the back.
Okay, Adrian.
Away from the clerk.
They exchange glances.
Mm-hmm.
Liam and him. I don't see anybody. I think we'll be okay.
in the back, they close the door in this little back room which has a bunch of like sewing supplies and stuff in it. They close the door when you two are in, and they open the bag, and inside you see Ari's dress, you see some shoes, you see a leather coat, hunter's wear, and the stuff is there. And they reach through some of the pockets of the hunter's coat, and then they pick up a little metal insignia that has the St. Michael on it with the wolves, and Liam recognizes it is exactly the size that is needed to fit the imprint that you saw at the bell tower. And then they put this back in the pocket, and then they close the bag and they say, now, your end of the bargain.
Oh, certainly. I assume, I don't know, do they carry checkbooks?
They did have such a thing as bank notes. That's basically like checks. It wouldn't be like a checkbook, but they could write it out and be like, oh yeah, go cash this with the bank.
Okay, then he pulls out some banknotes and he goes and hunches over.
They put their hand up and they say, people would ask. There can't be any paper trails.
I don't have any physical money on me.
I have £9 on me now. Would you accept payment if we left to go get the rest and came back?
Yes.
Liam is like clapping. Liam is clapping Adrian on the shoulder and then turns to Harold and bows a little bit more deeply than just a nod of acknowledgement. I do apologize for the deception earlier. I hope you can understand why we deemed it necessary on our part, and it was no personal offense towards yourself.
Adrian is looking at him like, oh god, I wish I could talk like that.
How does he do it?
Yeah.
Roll influence.
Okay.
I want to see if they're still kind of upset at you or not.
They would have every right to
Mm-hmm.
be. It would be an 8 unless I roll again.
Do you have residual luck?
I don't want to spend my last luck, so
Okay.
I'm going to stick with the 8.
Okay. They seem a little curt and a little... It's okay, we'll win them over. Yeah, they seem a little still uncomfortable with all the deception you guys were pulling. So they seem a little wary with accepting the £9. So they actually close the bag and move it slightly farther away, and they say, these will be yours when you come with full payment.
Fair.
Yes, that sounds perfectly fair to me.
Adrian's just standing there, his little hands clasped.
I do wonder, is there anything that you could tell me about the hunter, about Sir Charles Wickham?
Yes, for a couple shillings. What would you want to know?
Well, I got a bit of an idea of the demeanor of the fellow whenever I was sparring with him, but I suppose how he composes himself in his day-to-day, how he interacts with others.
I can tell you their occupation, their type, who his partner is, and floors that he would have access to.
That does all sound incredibly useful. Do you know anything else about the man, his personality or anything?
Oh, yes.
More shillings for that?
They seem a bit amusing for that. No, I can give it to you for free. Well, a couple shillings for all of the information.
Is he an ass?
I think so.
Adrian nods knowingly.
Well, we shall return post-haste.
Look forward to it. We don't have to RP you get into the bank. Let's say that you got the money, you come back, you hand it over physically to them. And then...
Should have left Adrian there as collateral.
Oh my god, hilarious.
so that he can just spill more.
Yes, spill more beans.
When I was 5.
They come back with the money, they pass it over, and then...
Can I say, I feel like Liam would encourage Adrian to withdraw more money than what Peregrin had asked for, and to hold on to it in case they haggle for more, but to still give it to them anyway. Yeah, to give them more than what they're asking for.
To perhaps win them over
Fresh
a little
money.
bit.
Yeah, exactly. Give them more than what they're asking for.
All right, round it up.
Yeah.
That's how you business folks do it.
So are you going to pass over the amount that they asked for?
Yeah, we're passing over the amount that they asked for first,
And then
in
they
case...
specify a number of shillings, and you pass that over too. Then they open the bag, show you that everything's still in it, take out the insignia, they hand it over to you, and then you guys have possession of that bag now. They say, Sir Charles Wickham is partners with Gabriel Thatch. They are hunters specifying in witchcraft, in the hunting of witches.
Oh dear.
They are not manises, if any of you know what that is, but they are not specialized in accruing witches, just in persecuting them.
Oh good.
Right. Charles's favorite weapon is a short sword, but he also fences.
Liam's standing there taking notes.
Sorry. I want to make sure I can remember this.
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel uses a complex hammer of sorts.
How complex?
It can twist into a longer weapon.
Whoa.
Yes, I'm so into this.
It's not like anime big. It's kind
Yeah.
of like a...
Oh, boo.
Like it's like the hammer itself is like football sized.
Boo.
That's big. That's a
big
huge
hammer.
head of a hammer.
You're a huge head of a hammer.
It's not like from soft sized.
Aw.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
How familiar are they with one another?
Very. They are partners.
Oh,
Hunters are hunters mate for life. Hunters are paired when they are training, when they are squires, and when they have an affinity towards one another, they are paired and registered as hunters together.
a bit like a
They
marriage.
a bit, sometimes closer.
Whoa.
They must anticipate the other's every move. They presumably know a lot about each other, if men talk about those sorts of things. They know each other on the battlefield.
So,
They've put their lives on the line for each other every night.
were we to run into this Gabriel chap, he'd be able to clock us, well, Liam, very quickly, probably.
Yes, I would avoid him at all costs.
Okay.
Especially since partners are often seen together and he would have the real Charles with him, more often than not.
Oh god.
You'll have access to all of the floors up to floor 6.
Is that the bottom floor?
It's the deepest one I know of, but I hear that there are deeper dungeons.
Oh
I
dear.
hear there's a 7th floor.
Alright.
That might be where your holy entities are being held, but I would check very seriously before I engaged in any of that. What you're doing is very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And I should very much like if you came back alive.
Oh. Adrian blushed just a little bit again. Yeah, I'd like that too.
Of course you would.
We'll certainly be doing our best.
They take out a paper and they write down a bunch of information that they think Liam would need as a hunter, and then they pass that paper over to Liam. That's stuff like what's stored on different floors and stuff like that, and as you come upon that information, I will let you know if it's on the paper and that Liam would
Fantastic.
know what to do.
I love it.
Could you, for obviously more compensation if necessary, we are going to have to go in during the public mass and then somehow sneak in further into the church with our disguises.
Well, as I wrote down on paper, your friend Mr. Bardsley here would be able to access the bell tower with that insignia.
Oh, right.
The bell tower has an elevator that accesses floors 3, 4, and 5, which are mainly the hunter's floors. Meeting rooms on the 3rd, workshop, where I work, on the 4th, and deeper things on the 5th that I don't know too much about.
Oh, so I can't. I mean, as disguised as you, I would not be able to go further.
Further than the 4th floor.
Bollocks.
There is an armory on the 4th floor, if you are in need of certain things.
Adrian doesn't look good about that.
In fact, and then they pull out a paper and they write down a bunch of things about themselves and pass that over to Adrian. Study that, like your life depends on it.
Oh, I'll burn it after. So, no one has to know your private information.
Thank you.
You're welcome. He folds it up and he puts it in his little inside pocket.
Can you tell us if the kitchens will be open during a Wednesday mass?
Yes, I believe so.
We're sending another person in through the kitchens.
Liam kind of inhaled sharply and turned away just a little bit, but then shrugs his shoulders.
You will have to work on your loose tongue. And they point at the paper in your hand and they say, Ari doesn't say much.
Oh. Adrian looks even more nervous. Right. I can be mysterious and quiet.
Well, they shrug. Most men will not give you too much of a second glance.
That's alright.
So hopefully you won't be talking to many people anyway.
Would it look odd if you and Charles were seen together? Probably.
I imagine it would.
Yes.
Oh dear.
When do you plan to go?
Well, we were going to go during Mass when many people were coming in, so we wouldn't be as noticeable.
Well, the hunters come and go at all times of day, so wherever your friend Liam is will not be too suspicious. But for me, my access is a bit limited. Here's what I do. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I am Harold Hopkins. I repair weapons and do a bit of
Weapons.
leather work. On Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I am Ari Wormsblood, and I repair leather pieces and do more of the tailoring side of things and repair garments and such. The more womanly things. They kind of roll their eyes at that. They say, but on any day, you can ask me to fetch whatever you please. Technically, Ari would not be seen on a Wednesday, but you could pretend that you forgot something.
Adrian nods. Alright, I'll show up after hours. Say I forgot a thing. There we go.
They nod. You'll find my key in my pocket. They point at the bag that you're holding.
Thank you.
Mr. Hopkins, your help has been absolutely invaluable.
Yes.
I hope you will accept this also as a sort of an additional thank you for making this process possible for us in the first place. And Liam would hand over the extra money that they packed.
If we live, I will dedicate a poem to you.
They smile. And there's a very faint touching of blushing on their cheeks, but they seem to be playing it off like casually and cool, and they say, I'd like that.
Liked what you heard? Let us know by using hashtag #DandiesInDanger over on our Twitter, Insta, Tumblr, and TikTok in the listed links below. We'd love to hear any and all comments, questions, and theories as to where the story might be headed. Want to support us and our lads' adventures more directly? Then please consider clicking on the link and becoming a patron today. For just $1, you can gain access to our longer, uncensored outtakes and blooper reels. For $5, you can have access to exclusive stickers, in-world letters written by and for the lads, poetry by Adrian and Daniel, and original music from the show composed and scored by Chess Albanese. Can't afford to support directly? No problem. Podcasts survive by word of mouth, so if you like what you heard, tell your friends, family, and local graveyard ghosts all about these exciting tales. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Dandies in Danger is written and voiced by Elijah Bergateras as Zachary Wilkos, Cass as Liam Bardsley, Chess Albanese as Daniel Pritchard, and Toast as Adrian Edwards. It is edited by Toast. Original score and music composed by Chess Albanese. It is produced by Dandies team, and made possible by listeners like you.